The second best money-making rod in all of Fish is called the Zeus rod. This rod only costs 1.7 million and it's one of the best rods for beginner players in Fish because it's literally the second best money-making rod in the entire game. The only problem about it is that for beginner players, getting 1.7 million is kind of hard. Lucky for you guys, I'm going to give you guys 3 overpowered methods that you guys can use to easily get to 1.7 million and buy the Zeus rod for yourself. And we're going to be starting from the easiest method and going all the way to the hardest method. Let's get right into it. Subscribe if this helps. So first things first, you guys, you will not be able to do any of these methods if you don't have a good rod. There's only 3 rods that you guys have to get to actually be able to do these methods. But don't worry, if you guys don't have one of these 3 rods, you can use the first and easiest method to grind up some money until you can get one of these 3 rods. The first out of the 3, and technically the worst as well, is the Depth Seeker rod. With a lure speed of 55%, 70% luck, 0.17 control, 25% resilience, and 50,000 max kg, this rod is really good and only costs 40,000 credits. It gets even better if you get hasty on it because then you can insta-catch, but it is nowhere near as good as the next rod. For the price of 80,000, you can get the Champions rod with a 45% lure speed, 65% luck, 0.25 control, 30% resilience, and 200,000 max kilogram limit. This rod is super good, especially if you get either Abyssal or Hasty. I would say get Hasty because the lure speed is a little bit slow. Anyways, all right, what I would actually recommend for you guys to do is grind for the third rod because this is the best rod that you guys can use as a beginner to grind up to the Zeus rod. It does have a kind of hefty price tag for you guys. It is 300,000 for the volcanic rod. Specifically, the volcanic rod with Hasty, it is one of the best, matter of fact, the best rod before the Zeus rod as a beginner money grinding rod. Good news is, you guys, you can either use your Depth Seeker rod or your Champions rod and literally just grind up till you get 300k. And then once you get the volcanic rod and get the Hasty enchant, it's just going to be easy money from there. Anyways, let's get into this first method. This is a method that literally anyone can do. It doesn't matter what level you are, what rod you have. This is a super easy method. For this one, we are going to go over to Grand Reef. This is where we're going to be fishing, but in a specific part, all right? There's actually 2 sections of Grand Reef. If you guys did not know, as you guys can see, I'm pulling up here right now, but in the middle of Grand Reef, in this like surrounding area, so if you're fishing right here, you will technically be fishing in the Grand Reef. But if you guys look, there's these little tornado things with like squares or whatever. When you go in these, you are officially in the Atlantean Storm, which is one of the best beginner fishing spots. And if you do not have Atlantis or the Veil of not the Veil of the Forsaken, but the Mariana's Veil unlocked, this is the best spot to fish for you until you guys have enough money to get either the Depth Seeker rod, the Champions rod, or the Volcanic rod. But once you guys have one of those rods, I will show you the next spot, which is also right here. You may be a little bit confused, but yes, I'm talking about Atlantis. Atlantis is a super important place to have because first of all, if you don't have Atlantis unlocked, you can't even get the Zeus rod. So I don't know why you're watching this video. I do have a beginner's guide on Fish. I'll link that in the description just in case you guys don't know how to get there. Anyways, there is a specific spot in Atlantis for the second best money-making method for beginners in Fish to get to 1.7 million. For this one, you are going to need to equip your advanced diving gear as well as your super flippers. I mean, you technically don't need advanced and super flippers, but it just helps out. And yes, I'm talking about this huge part right here, the Kraken pool. It does actually take 2 players to unlock, but don't worry guys, the #1 spot doesn't take 2 players to unlock and is actually super easy to get. It just costs more money, which is why I recommend this spot as the second easiest. Why is it so dark? I can't see anything. I'm gonna real quickly use a sundial totem to fix that because why the heck is it pitch black? Okay, beautiful. Anyways, you guys, you can catch a lot of really good fish, obviously, including the one and only Kraken. But here in the Kraken pool, let me just show you guys the bestiary for this spot real quick. There's not, oh, that is the Keeper's Altar. That is not the Kraken room. But in the Atlantis bestiary, you can catch all these really cool fish here. The Kraken, Celestial Koi, Void Emperor, Abyssal Devourer, and you can catch a ton ton of really cool fish here that will make you tons and tons of money, but it will make you nowhere near as much money as the best spot and a best method that you guys can use to get absolutely filthy rich in fish, even as a beginner. First things first, you guys actually need to do some preparation. So what I'm going to do is head back to Moosewood, and I recommend you guys to do that as well. And okay, so you technically don't need to do this at Moosewood, but I'm just telling you guys to get a bunch of basic bait crates, as much as you possibly can, to make sure you are stacked up with seaweed. Obviously, it looks like I need to prepare, brother. I only have 40 seaweed, but you guys should get as much seaweed as possible, or coral. Coral works and is actually better. It's just more expensive. So for beginners, I'm telling you guys to use seaweed. Next, this is actually the most important part. You guys need to head over to Sunstone Island and make sure you just have a good amount of money with you. I'd say at least 10 to 20,000, and climb up this very ladder right here. We're going to be buying sundial totems, and for those who don't know, these sundial totems allow you to change the daytime from night to day or day to night. Basically, what you guys have to do, instead of going to Merlin's house, you just take a right and you find this secret cave. And once you guys get into the secret cave, you just go in right here and you can buy the sundial totems from this dude. What is his name again? His name is, I guess he doesn't have a name, but buy as many sundial totems as you guys want. Dude, I probably have like 1,000 sundial totems, but these are very useful, and you will get all the money back. I promise. It's such a good money method, and you need these sundial totems for it to work. Now for the fishing spot. For the fishing spot, we are actually going to be heading over to Rosslet Bay. Not for the reason you may think. No, we're obviously, I mean, it should be obvious, we're not going to freaking fish at Rosslet Bay, but we are going to go ahead and craft a submarine. It's super easy. You basically craft the submarine by talking to Dr. Glimmerfin, then mining these obsidian until you get enough materials. Then you guys can literally craft the submarine and officially go underwater. Oh my gosh, I need to wait till I spawn another boat. Hold on. Anyways, once you guys get the chance, go ahead and spawn your submarine, hop in that little baby, and let's get ready to go. The funny thing about this, even though it is the best money-making spot in the entire game, it is also the most easiest to get to with the submarine. You don't need to craft anything, unlock literally anything. You don't need to do anything. All you need to do is go down with the submarine until you get to the lava part. And it's not a maze or anything, so I'll just let you guys know when I get there. Yeah, once you guys go all the way down with your submarine and you see these like lava things, you are officially in the volcanic vents. All you guys have to do now is go through this tunnel and, you know, get on the land, obviously. And once you guys are on the land, please keep a note, you cannot fish in this ocean spot. You have to go all the way back into the cave. It's not, I mean, there is some parkour, but it's not a maze or anything. So once again, I will let you know, I let you guys know when I get there. Please keep in mind as well, if you've never been to this spot before, set your spawn, because if you do not have a Glimmerfin suit, you will burn eventually. Like, it's kind of like oxygen or whatever, to where if you stay here too long without a Glimmerfin suit like the one I have on, you will burn and eventually die. So you're gonna have to set your spawn here. Anyways, guys, once you make it to this part here, make sure not to fall in the lava. You will once again die, and come to this middle spot right here. Technically, you can fish anywhere, but this middle spot right here is just my favorite part, and this is when you guys have to use the sundial totems. Right now for me, it is daytime, meaning I don't have to use them, because the best time to fish here is at daytime. The reason for that is this: all of the common fish are able to catch at nighttime, while all of the really rare, the secret, crazy fish you can catch at daytime. Notice a bit of a pattern there? That is because it is only really good to fish here at daytime, which is why I had you guys buy a ton of sundial totems. So yeah, go ahead and use those, fish at daytime, and you will have 1.7 million in no time. I really hope this video helped you guys. If it did, go ahead and subscribe. I'm see you guys in the next one. Peace.